Hey everybody, it's Taylor with Boydston Grove, and today we're going to show you how to make the Shadow Fighter game. Let's get into it.
This is going to be awesome.
I can't believe I haven't run across this game or toy before now, and I might be using the wrong name because it's really hard to find very many references online, so I'm just kind of winging it. I'm going to start with the box or playing platform using some 1/2-inch plywood scraps. Going off what few references I could find online, I'm making my box or platform 21 inches long, 7 inches wide, and 10 inches high. And again, I'm just kind of winging it here. Assembly is pretty straightforward. I'm just using glue and brad nails and butting all the joints together. I put an extra piece of plywood on each end to give the top pieces something to sit on and to help minimize the racking of the box. The top is made of 3 2-inch strips. I spaced them to leave 2 1/2-inch gaps that will act as the tracks for the fighters. Now most versions I found stop right about here, but I started thinking about storage, being able to pack this thing away, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and make this a legit box with sides that can fold away when you're ready to play.
That guy's a genius.
He's so cool.
I toyed with the idea of leaving the box plain wood, but I found this cool dark blue stain at Home Depot and decided to use that. While the box was drying, I started on the little fighters. For each of these little fighter guys, you're going to need 10 cylinder pieces, 2 round pieces for the feet, a round piece and a dowel for the hat, and some string. Most of the examples that I have found, people use either CPVC or straws for the little fighters, but I'm gonna go ahead and stick with wood and use some dowels and just drill out the centers. I started by mounting my miter box to my bench top and making a mark for the length of most of the dowel pieces. I cut some 5/8-inch dowels to 1 3/4 inches long for the legs, arms, and head. And I cut a 7/8-inch dowel to 2 inches for the main body. I used a 1/4 inch Forstner bit to drill out the center of the arm and leg pieces. Then I used a 3/8-inch bit to drill out the center of the body piece. The head piece is more complicated. You're going to drill a 1/4 inch hole through the side about 1/4 to 3/8 inch up from one end. Then you want to drill a 3/8 inch hole through the end closest to that hole until they meet. Lastly, you want to drill a 1/4 inch hole through the other end. That one doesn't have to be super deep. With all the pieces cut, I used the bench sander to round over all the ends. I decided to use some pre-made wooden wheels for the feet and some craft paints to add some color. All right. It was around this point in the project that I really got this gut feeling that I should do a test run. So off camera, I put together one of the little fighters, and as you can see, it really wasn't working well. I noticed 2 major things. Number 1, the rounded corners were making it tilt and weave just really weird. And I was having to put a whole lot of pressure on those cords to make it stand upright, which told me it was either too tall or too heavy. I went back to the scroll saw and cut off the round ends of all the arm and leg pieces, about 1/4 inch off the top of the headpiece, and about 3/4 of an inch off of the main body piece. Once these adjustments were made, the fighters worked way better, so it was time to move forward with the project. During this trial and error period, I dug a little deeper into the history of this toy, and pretty much all I could find is that it may have originated in China, it may have originated in Thailand, not really sure. If you have any ideas or more information about this toy, please let me know in the comments below. In all my digging, I did notice that there were a few things that were common across the board no matter what. Number one, the toy is definitely Asian based. Number two, almost everybody makes the little fighting figures out of bamboo. And number three, usually they make the figures really small. But what's the fun in that? In order to assemble the fighters, you'll need some weapons, so I cut some 1/4 inch dowels to about 8 inches long, and then added some extra stuff just to kick them up a notch. To assemble the fighters, I used some paracord that I picked up at the local hardware store. You want to start by running the cord through the arms, through the two sides of the head, down the body, and through the legs and the feet. I tied little slip knots on the ends coming out from the arms in order to hold the weapon. You want plenty of slack on the ends coming out of the feet so that you can make some loops to hold on to with your hands. With the box dry, I used some straps and clips to enable the box to close and create some carrying handles. I found these straps and clamps as a full kit on Amazon, and they come in really handy if you ever want to add straps or handles to a project. I'll make sure to leave a link to what I use in the description below. I added some feet on the bottom, and the box is complete. I wanted the hats to be super light, so I used some wood veneer and created some little cones. Then I glued some 1/4 inch dowels in the center. right, our little Shadow Fighter game is finished, and I gotta say, even though there were a few speed bumps along the way, I think this turned out awesome. There's a couple great things about this build that I absolutely love. Number one, the figures are not permanently attached, so you can take them off and put them inside the box for easy storage. Number two, nothing is permanently attached to each other on the figure, so you can completely take them apart, switch pieces, change the weapons, or make totally new figures. And that brings me to the third point, that this is a really cool game that you can continue to add to. If you come up with a great idea of little figurines you want to make, you can just add them in without having to make a whole new stage. Now you probably noticed there's a bunch of different tones on this box, and that's because a lot of these half-inch scraps are not from the same sheet, so some of it's really fine cabinet grade wood, some of it's really cheap, and some of it, like this top panel right here, had some kind of stuff on it that actually left splotches when I tried to stain it. But none of that really bothers me. With this dark blue stain, it just kind of gives it that worn, used look, and I really like it. You know, the clips and the straps for this came in really handy. I'm glad I remembered I had them. I'm probably going to order some more so I can use them in some future projects. Like I said before, finding details on this game was pretty difficult. I found a bunch of little short videos, but nothing substantial. I did find one Chinese video that actually had a store-bought plastic toy version of this, so maybe the original origin is Chinese. I'm still not sure. Let me know in the comments below if you know any details about this toy, or if you have any ideas on how we can take this and kick it up a notch. Thank you very much for watching, be safe, and have a great day.